How's it going? You know, I still worry about this anime. I still worry about the 7 Deadly Sins every time I fucking look at the goddamn thing. But this episode was very fucking informative. You know, showing how powerful King is with that fucking spear of his and all the amazing things that he can do with it, which is actually rather interesting. Breaking the fucking thing into a teddy, turning it into a teddy bear, shield, a petrification weapon, fucking like a fucking super spear that can break into multiple spears, and also like and also like stab the shit out of somebody. I mean, like, really, how great is that? And it does lead into the talk of the Imperial weapons, which was how strong they are, and what, or at least like what they pull out of the user. Well, not Imperial, they're holy weapons, which King's is a spear that's made out of the wood from one of the ancient fairy trees from the fairy world. And we do necessarily hear about the other 3 members' weapons, because King, he does ask, like, where it's like, truthfully, you all could have like beat that bitch in like a less than a second if you had your weapons, which that could be the reason why Bond actually had the reason to kill a damn demon with his fucking weapon, because that weapon pulled out so much of his strength. And because of that, it broke into 3 different things. Diane lost hers. Bond's was stolen. Most likely it was still in that fucking prison, or one of the Holy Knights is using it at this moment. And Meliodas, he sold his for his bar. So, and as it goes, they already found Diane's. They found hers already, and pretty much what's the only way to get it back? Fighting tournament, of course. I mean, hey, that's pretty much how anime pretty much solves most of this fucking problem, is just to kind of boil everything down to a fucking tournament, which really isn't a bad thing. I mean, it does lead to some interesting battles and some interesting fights, so there is that. However, this does change the series plot a little bit, or at least it changes their narrative just a little bit, or at least it's a side quest of them finding all of their Imperial weapons, so that they can necessarily go out and fight the other people, or at least fight the Holy Knights, so they can take back the kingdom for Elizabeth. Which also, there's also another minor subplot going on about the new line of Holy Knights, which are going around saying that the new Holy Knights going around saying that they just leapt into power. Some they just miraculously just gained all this power now. And we do see this like in the pre-credits, I mean like in the after credits, of one of the Holy Knights giving Jericho and that dude who Meliodas fought in the very first episode, giving them 2 cups of demon blood and saying that if you drink this, you gain a massive power boost. And they both had their reasons for doing this. Jericho, because she was humiliated by Bond, and that big motherfucker because he was embarrassed by Meliodas, because he has a full counter just smacking his shit right back at you. And Bond, because he's fucking strong as shit because of the Fountain of Youth. However, it does necessarily make me think. However, oh yeah, there is a funny scene with that of the big motherfucker saying, I have all this power, I have it, and then just fucking exploding. That shit was fucking hilarious. But going on from that though, we do necessarily see what was going on with, or at least like where that demon body went, or at least who has it. And the Holy Knights have it, and they're using it to get they're giving their knights more power. However, it does tend to make me think they literally just put this plot point about the holy weapons into this story to make these characters feel weaker than what they actually are. Even though the captain has a broken dagger and can fucking beat the shit out of high-end Holy Knights, the giant doesn't have her weapon, but she can fucking control nature and beat the fuck out of Holy Knights. And the thief does not have his weapon, hasn't eaten in 5 years, hasn't attacked anybody, hasn't done anything for 5 years, and can still beat the shit out of Holy Knights because of the Fountain of Youth. These three are still strong as shit, and most Holy Knights can't even fuck with them. Most of the big names can't fuck with them. And now you throw King in the mix, who does have his weapon, making him effectively stronger than Mo, or at least, you know, even though necessarily he still can't beat one of his other members, per se, without necessarily petrifying them. Or, at the very least, Bond let him do that. But he still can't beat the other members of his group. So, that really has to make you think. If Bond can beat the Holy Knights with the demon blood, but he still can't beat his other members, and they don't have their weapons, that makes you think that these fuckers are still strong as shit, even without their weapons. And when they do get their weapons, or at least when they do find them again, they will be so fucking strong that they will destroy everything in sight. So that is something to keep in mind. That is what I have to say about that. What do you guys think about it? Please tell me down there in the comment section. I'll catch you guys on the next John Graves show. Leave a positive or negative comment down there in the comment section. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.